Recently, the Yankees did add an arm to their starting rotation in the form of a trade between themselves and the Miami Marlins as Nathan Eovaldi comes aboard. Eovaldi last year, you look at the numbers at first glance, not terrific, 6-14. However, an innings eater, 199 innings in two-thirds innings, just shy of 200. So this guy, he has electric stuff. We've seen that. What do you think about that fit potentially as a top 5 guy for the Yankees?
Yeah, I think he's in their rotation for sure. I think you look at him and you go into 2015 as maybe thinking he's your number 4 starter. He's got a big arm. Scouts love his velocity, obviously. He had the 4th highest velocity among starters last season. Look, he's not a finished product. He's got to work on his slider, his curveball a little bit, get that a little sharper. He gave up a lot of hits last year. The Yankees think they can iron out some tweaks to get him to pitch inside a little bit more. They're not too worried about bringing him to Yankee Stadium. I think that he could be a big pickup for them. He's a gamble for sure. There's not a sure thing, but there's a lot of talent there to like. And
like you said, you look at the numbers, and they could definitely use some improvement. But like you said, when you just see the stuff and that electric arm and that fastball, you kind of salivate a little bit and think if he could just make a couple of tweaks here and there, he could really be a good pickup for the Yankees. Another guy that the Yankees recently came to terms with, somebody that spent half of last season with them coming over from the Red Sox, was Chris Capuano in 12 appearances, all starts for the Yankees last year. Went 2-3, a 4.25 ERA, and I think a guy, maybe like an insurance guy. He's a veteran, have him at the back end of your rotation, and a guy that can pick up some slack here and there. I think a solid pickup for the Yankees.
Yeah, I think that's how I'd look at him. I'd look at him as your 4 or 5 going into the season. If you do wind up getting another starting pitcher, he's a guy who could wind up in the bullpen. But at $5 million, you would think he's probably going to be in your rotation. And, he's a proven veteran guy. He's been around the league a few times here. He knows what he's doing out there. So I think the Yankees know what they have there. He's solid. He's not going to knock anybody's socks off, I don't think, but he'll go out there and give you a chance to win every time he takes the ball.
Let's talk about CC Sabathia. A down year in 2014, had the injury issues, his season cut short. What is a realistic expectation for him, given his health, given his age, and given how many pitches have come out of that left arm?
Yeah, I think that's a huge question. There's a lot of miles on those tires. So, I think in name, he goes into the year as the ace. I think the Yankees would love the idea of they're going to get back ace CC Sabathia. But is that realistic at this point? I'm not so sure. He says he's been working out at Yankee Stadium. He feels ready to go. His goal is to make 32 starts. The Yankees would sign up for that in a second. They didn't get to see a whole lot of him last year. I don't think he's ever going to be ace-level CC again. Can he be their number 2, number 3, go out there, take the ball every 5th day? I think that's probably the best you can hope for right now. And look, this is the danger in giving out big contracts to pitchers in their 30s. The back end doesn't really seem to work out so well in a lot of cases.
That seems to be the trend. And like you said, they gave him the big contract. They got the ring in 2009 out of him. But now the second half of that contract, definitely some question marks there in regards to CC Sabathia. Another guy looking to come back from injury in 2015 is Masahiro Tanaka. Absolutely outstanding in his first foray into the big leagues in 2014 at the age of 25. Had the elbow issues, elected not to undergo Tommy John surgery. In your opinion, is that the right move, and what can we expect from him in 2015?
Well, it was the right move because 4 doctors said it wasn't the right move to have the surgery. So he did go back. He did rehab it. He came back and made 2 starts at the end of the year. One was good. One was not so good. It's not a whole lot to go off of, but he went back to Japan. They considered him a healthy player. They didn't think he needed any further rehab. It's just rest at this point. And it's a big question mark. If he's the same guy that they had and made those 17 starts to begin the year before that outing in Cleveland where things went bad, look, he was dominant. He's their ace. If he's that guy, he's the ace for sure. Any one pitch could be the end of his season, though. I think it's kind of a ticking time bomb. There are stories where pitchers can get through it. Look, Adam Wainwright, Chris Carpenter, those are two examples off the top of my head. You can rehab it, you can rest it, you can work with it, but look, it's always going to be in the back of the Yankees' mind, and it's got to be in the back of Tanaka's mind, too. Yeah,
frightening proposition. Like you said, all it takes is one pitch, one bad motion, and the whole thing could come off the tracks. We hope that doesn't happen for Tanaka in 2015, who was so good before running into those elbow problems at about the midway point of last year. Two other guys looking to bounce back from injuries. It's just injuries all throughout this rotation for the Yankees.
Well, that's Yankee baseball, right?
Lately, 2014 was just a very difficult year in terms of keeping those arms healthy. Michael Pineda and Ivan Nova, we've seen what Pineda can do when he is healthy, when his head is screwed on straight. He's got electric stuff. Ivan Nova, another solid guy, too. Just talk about that duo.
Yeah, Nova, I wouldn't expect to see him before June. They're saying not before May. He's coming back from Tommy John surgery, but, I would always tend to give a little bit extra time there. Pineda, who knows? When he's on the mound, he's fantastic. He's lights out. The Yankees waited a long time to get to see what he would be. When he was there, he was dominant. When he wasn't wearing pine tar on the side of his neck, But look, electric stuff. He was worth waiting for them. If he's healthy, if he can take the ball every fifth day, he is a difference maker.